When you're looking for a hero, stay with you like a shadow. Fire burning through the dark, I go there by your side. Good evening, it's the Intentional Parenting Chat, and I remain your host, Dima Wobi. Keep being the incredible parent that you are. Today I was in a discussion with some parents, and it looks like the air of uncertainty, it looks like gloom. It's suddenly beclouding a lot of parents. So tonight on the show, I want to encourage you. Keep the fire burning as a parent, because you know what? If you have ever recorded any success as a parent, if you have ever been able to achieve, to project, plan and achieve your desired outcome in any area of life, especially in getting your children and in realizing any parenting outcome, then you are a fantastic parent and you can still do it again. So welcome on the Intentional Parenting Chat again, and I am Dima, your host. Tonight on the show, we want to look at some current parenting challenges that are trending and are becoming worrisome. Like I said, I've been in discussion with some parents, and the issues that were raised were kind of discouraging, kind of a bit to eat into our joy, but you know what? We can keep doing the awesome work. So what are the trends we're hearing these days? Ifeanyi, Lois, Fumilayo, thank you for connecting. So tonight we're going to make the show a more interactive. What are the current parenting challenges that you have, or the current parenting gist or news that you've been hearing that has baffled you, that you've been thinking about, that you're trying to get solutions? So one of the recent ones that I heard about is bullycide. Okay, that is when a child commits happening more amongst the teenagers and the preteens. Now, yes, a 10-year-old killed herself because of bullycide. Now, the word bullycide is from bully and suicide. Okay, so the child killed herself because she was a victim of bullying, and the case came up, and to her, she felt it wasn't handled well, and so she ended her life. What is sad then? But what if the parents had some skills to be able, had some, how will I put it now, emotional intelligence to be able to pick out some cues, were observant and could use their power of observation? Perhaps they would have been able to notice that there were some changes happening in their child. So for you, dear parent, if there is any time that you know this your child is the outspoken one, is the loud one, and suddenly there is a drastic change in the personality of your child, you need to be observant to begin to question. It doesn't necessarily mean that something is wrong, but it should make you want to probe further. It should make you want to dig in deeper to know what the issue is. And so there are a lot of things happening. Currently, right now, young people are given to drug abuse, and the way they do this drug abuse thing, it's a very, unlikely way. So many times I work with pharmacists, and I hear them say children coming into the pharmacy to buy cough syrup. You could think it's an innocent act, but when you overdose on cough syrup, you're overdosing on codeine, and it is a drug. It can be abused. So these days, you need to be careful what is happening when your children go for sleepovers. In fact, there are a lot of other things you should check out. If your child is going for a sleepover, for example, you need to know the parents of the child she's visiting. You need to know the other children that will be there. You need to know the activities they will get involved in, because these days teenagers most especially have been known to mix codeine, to mix a lot of things in their drinks, and you will innocently think they are having a bottle of Fanta, a bottle of Coke, but it has been laced so much. The frightening one is that even now teenagers are mixing as much as marijuana in their cakes. for celebration. So this is not a time for a parent that you need to get scared. This is not a time for you to, be weary of what your child can turn into. This is a time for you to want to seek more information, for you to want to be more observant, for you to be more into the life of your children. And even at this time, we have a growing rate of child depression, children who are struggling with their identities, children who are struggling maybe with poor body confidence, and it's becoming a depression in their lives. For me as a teenager, I passed through that stage where I had poor body confidence. So I can a bit identify when you feel like an alien in the midst of your peers. And so this young boy walked up to the mom to say he wanted to work on his posture. And his mom thought, oh, that is not what is that? It's not something whatever. And so she didn't give it the attention it needed, but it drove that guy to depression. It was until the child was brought to our office that we began to use some of the tools of transformational change that we deploy in our sessions with children, that we found that the child was almost tilting to suicidal. And the mother was overwhelmed. She couldn't believe it. In fact, she sat down on that counseling table and she wept. Why? It stemmed from poor body confidence. So as a parent, I'm not here to scare you. I'm not here to make you feel overwhelmed, but I just want you to know that you need to up your game. My neighbor the other day was sharing with me how a colleague of hers was able to discover that her child was suicidal because she applied some of the techniques that she learned from an online study. So there are resources out there. There is help available. It's a matter of you understanding that the cheese has moved in parenting. The kind of challenges that we have in parenting these days may not necessarily be the kind that our parents had when they were raising us. Because you know what? Technology was not this advanced. Development was not this advanced, okay? Okay, Lois said, how can a parent boost the child's confidence? Okay, I'll get to that question in a moment when I just wrap up what I'm about to share. And so I said, it's not for you to get overwhelmed as a parent. You need to seek information. You need to understand that the cheese has moved. You need to understand that the template that our parents use in our time may not work now, because we're churning out a generation of people that are more aware. There is information out there everywhere. Okay, so there are rich materials out there that parents like you are learning from and applying in their homes. And like I said earlier, if you have ever achieved anything with your children in your parenting journey, fantastic. You can still do it now because you have done it before. So what do you need to do is to keep abreast with new technologies, is to keep abreast with recent research, is to keep abreast with the developing, continually evolving tools and skills. Parenting, it's a lovely thing, but it can as well be difficult if you do not know the right things to do. And so you need to up your game. You need to read, you need to attend seminars, you need to do a lot of things to keep abreast with what is happening currently. And many of us may be very busy parents, maybe hard-working parents, and it is fantastic because we're working really hard to make our ends meet and to give our children the future that probably we didn't have, or a better future than we had. And anytime I share the story, I get a bit emotional, so pardon me, but it hurt me that time, okay? So it was during sometime in my 8th year as a banker. I worked in one of the leading commercial banks. And so I was having most of those times I was always feeling guilty that I wasn't giving enough time to my children. And so whenever my children exhibited any undesirable behavior, I would link it to my unavailability, because you know how banking is in this part of the world. I leave home very early in the morning and come late at night. Okay, so one time I shared this with a friend, and she advised me to attend a seminar that was going to hold on a Saturday by a very renowned parenting coach. And so I had paid for the seminar and I was going to be there because I wanted to upgrade myself. I wanted to gather more skills in parenting. Oh, my bubble was burst, and I felt deflated when on a particular Thursday preceding the Saturday, my regional manager came. I sent a mail announcing that we're going to have our monthly what do I call it now? Our monthly performance appraisals meeting on that Saturday. Oh, I felt so sad. Immediately I picked up the phone, I put a call across to my friend, and I wanted to find out if this particular workshop was going to be recorded or if it was online that I could have access to. And so when she told me that no, you have to be there physically, I felt really bad. That was how I couldn't make it for that particular training, and I couldn't make it for so many other trainings. So I don't know if you were if you have ever been in my shoes, where you wondered, how will I be able to keep in touch with the current trends? How will I be able to continually update myself even with this tight schedule that I have, that you barely have time to attend live seminars, and even when you do, something comes up? That is why there are online options, and that is particularly because of a busy, hardworking parent like you that I designed the Intentional Parenting program. Intentional Parenting on the Go is actually an audio program, okay? So you can listen to it in the comfort of your homes. You can listen to transformational tools that you can deploy in your parenting. You can listen, you can upgrade your skills in parenting without going through the hassles of having to sit in a regular classroom. You can do that from your car. You can do that in the morning when you're dressing up from work, or anywhere, but in the comfort of your home. Parenting, 21st century parenting tools and strategies to deal with the current challenges that we are having as parents this day, delivered to you in the comfort of your homes. Wouldn't that be a program you want to be part of? That will give you access to 21st century parenting challenges. Access to information and solutions to 21st century parenting challenges. You will have weekly tasks, okay? The audio program will be sent to you on every first Saturday of every month with weekly tasks that you're going to do. So it's not that you're just going to have information overload and you'll be wondering how to apply it. No. Every month when I send you the audio monthly, I'm going to break it down to weekly tasks that you can quickly do to action your learning, so you're not overwhelmed with information. It is practicable, it is actionable, and you can do it on your own. So this is the do it yourself challenge, do it yourself program, whatever you want to call it. And so it can give you answers to your troubling parenting questions. So if you're interested in being a subscriber to Parenting on the Go, you can send me a message on my mail, or even visit the site that I put there for more information. And so I'll quickly want to answer the question that was asked by Lois. And Lois said, how can a parent boost the child's confidence? Okay. A child's confidence can be boosted by your parents in different ways, and some of the ways is for, first of all, fundamentally understand that the happenstances that happen in our lives, especially in the lives of a child, maybe peer pressure, maybe experiences, maybe the way even we have parented the child, could to an extent have a dent on the child's confidence. And I'll share my story with you. What led to me losing part of my confidence and having low self-esteem was because I felt different, was because I felt ugly. Okay, if you read my book, How Stella Was Shot to the Beach, I shared my journey from shyness to confidence, and I'll just quickly wrap up what happened to me and how I was able to overcome it. And so, being the fourth child in a family of 7 who had this peculiar skin that insects would always want people to know they visited, I had spots all over my body compared to my siblings who had flawless skin. And so some of the times when I'll be joking or even playing with my siblings, one of them could call me sporty and all of that, and I felt bad. So if your child, you need to find out what is eating your child's confidence. Is it the way that you've been parenting the child? Is it the way, sometimes as parents, when we want to correct our children, we do it aggressively. We kind of steal the humanity from them and make them look less than humans. Irrespective of what your child does, you need to understand that you have to separate the child from the behavior. No child is the behavior. So no matter how undesirable, no matter how bad the behavior your child is different from the behavior. And so sometimes our correctional methods can hamper on a child's confidence. And so if you want to improve your child's confidence, you must show the child that you love the child. You must correct the child in love. You must, make deposits in the child's emotional bank. And that is understanding how your child wants to be appreciated. That is understanding how your child feels loved. And when you try to understand that, then you have to intentionally, deliberately make deposits into your child's emotional tank by doing that. Another method that you can use to boost your child's confidence is to make the child feel wanted, is to make the child feel valuable. And one person that I respect in the industry, a lady who did an extensive work on emotions of people and even children, Virginia Satir, says that hugging can be a way to boost a child's confidence. So is your child feeling somehow and is losing confidence? Always learn to give your children hugs. When you give your child a hug, the child feels safe. The child feels is something. And you can also boost your child's confidence by learning how teaching your child how to accept failure, redefining failure for your children. Because some children lose confidence when they fail and they are mocked, they are laughed, they are, people make a joke out of their failure. But if you learn how to accept failure from your child and make the child understand that failure is not the end of it, but rather it is a room for improvement, you will surely be boosting your child's confidence. And so those are part of the things you can do to boost your child's confidence. Remember, we're in a place where parenting, the cheese has really moved for parenting, and we have to continually up our game. We have to continually seek for new knowledge. We have to continually, equip ourselves with 21st century parenting tools. And that is what the intentional parenting on the go will do for you. So if you want more details on that, please click on that link there and send me questions. I'm here to answer your questions. Whatever question or parenting challenge that you want us to treat on the show, please send it to my mail and I will do that. Remember, being busy is not an excuse for you to not to have access to the tools that will transform your parenting. That is why I have developed intentional parenting on the go for you that will be delivered in the comfort of your homes. And there you can access solutions to 21st century challenges and get your parenting skills up again. When we come next time on the show, remember, raising wholesome children do not happen by chance. It is done intentionally. And who is that intentional parent? It is the parent that is continually updating himself with the 21st century tools, skills, and the requisite mindset to parent a child of this millennia. So thank you for joining me on the show. I remain Dima will be your host, and I look forward to having you same time on Monday on the Intentional Parenting Chat. Thank you.